very psyched that you guys were able to come because we have an important day scheduled as part of our project-based learning. We took on a driving question of how can we educate the people about Veterans Day and also issues facing veterans today, both men and women, retired and active. And we're blessed that in the front row, we have men and women from the local VFW and from here in town who came to be honored by you and by us. So this is a kid-driven project from start to finish. From the slideshow, to the interviews that you saw, to the activities, to the singing. Everything they did was for the veterans that are here in attendance today. We had yesterday off, even though Veterans Day was Sunday. How many of you went to the parade? Anybody? Just hands. We saw quite a few students there. It means a lot to these men and women to be remembered, to be recognized, to be respected, to be thought of. Okay, so just your mere fact of sitting in a chair today for the next 45 minutes or so is your way of giving thank you to them. And that's all they ask for. They don't ask for money, they don't ask for attention, they just ask for respect and gratitude. So we're going to give it to them today, and we appreciate you showing up. So from there forward, and we'll recognize the veterans later, including your very own special veteran here at Mill Pond. So now it's attention time. Feet flat on the floor, please. Sitting up straight, not talking to your neighbor. And we thank you again for coming.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to our Veterans Assembly. We would especially like to welcome all our guest veterans. We thank you for your service. Our classes have been working on a project-based learning project. Our driving question was, how can we educate the people of Westborough about Veterans Day and issues veterans face? We began by reading books and articles to build our background knowledge. We also used primary sources such as interviews. We had representatives from Westborough's local VFW come and share their stories. We also had ClearPath, a veteran service group, come and share how they're helping veterans in our state of Massachusetts. Please enjoy our program as we celebrate veterans and share our learning journey.
Would everyone please rise for the presentation of colors? Alex will be playing the Star-Spangled Banner. Here's a short clip made explaining why we celebrate Veterans Day. The Treaty of Versailles was signed in Versailles, France. It was a resolution of armistice or truce. It was signed after World War I on the 11th hour of the 11th day on the 11th month. Dwight D. Eisenhower started Armistice Day on November 11, 1919. It was first celebrated in Buckingham Palace, London. However, the fighting between the Allies continued. People celebrate Veterans Day by visiting memorials and placing gifts such as poppy flowers. They have parades, go to church, and hold ceremonies. The Korean War. The War of 1812.
Mill Pond is lucky enough to have their own hero. Mr. G, we would like to ask you to come up for a few words.
Good morning. So, this is a very special opportunity for me. I first of all want to welcome and say thank you to a number of different people before I get into why this, to me, is so special. So first of all, to the staff, to the students, to our guests, to the fellow veterans, thank you and welcome to our school. I'm really proud today. I kind of woke up with a sense of pride in that I get to combine these two different aspects of my life, as well as kind of for, I think, everybody in this community's lives, to really kind of bring them together. To be able to say that our school, and the school that I'm now a part of, is taking the time to have students learn and produce an entire assembly, an entire number of other activities that are focused on veterans, really made me feel wonderful. I don't know a better word to really describe that. The fact that I myself am a veteran, but even more so that I think it's a really important part of what we talk about a lot at this school, which is about community. And being a member of a community or being a part of a community, which our school is all about taking the time to recognize other parts of the community and other important parts. So schools learning about veterans, getting to show respect for veterans, as Mr. Gilday said to start off, to take that time to not only show respect, but the part that I want to add on that I think a lot of the students in this room can probably account for is learning from those veterans. Taking a lot of the key values that we have here at Mill Pond, if you put them in a list right next to the key values that a lot of stand for in the military, you're going to see a lot of overlap. And you're going to see a lot of ways that we learn to be resilient, we learn to have integrity, we learn respect, all of which are key values that the military teaches to their soldiers and to their officers and to their non-commissioned officers throughout their entire career as well. And while it may be done in very different places, as you can see the picture here, this was my unit when I was in Iraq. If you can see me, I'm the one who's way up there, sitting down, my hands on both sides of me. That's me. So, I mean, obviously a very different setting than what we're sitting in right now, but the values and the learning that we can do from each other, the things that I learned from the people all gathered around me in that setting right there, I still hold with me today. I can name almost everyone still in that picture. I can tell you different conversations I had with people in that picture, and I can tell you the things that they taught me that I'm still carrying with me today. And I think that's a part of the community that I was involved with there. And I really think that's true today. And I haven't felt that more in this school than I have today. Not only that we're all sitting next to our classmates, who I hope you learn from each day, that you're sitting next to your teachers who you learn from each day, but to show you that our community expands further, right? We had an assembly earlier, just last month, all about Gabriel Boldang and about his community and how important community was to him, and he gives back to his community. Well, the same holds true for all the veterans that are with us today, right? The service that was provided by veterans is something that we are still showing honor for and respect for, and the best way that you can do that is to learn, and is to listen to the stories, and to listen to the things that happen, so that you can share those, and that you can become, whether, stronger, you can become more resilient from listening to the values of people that have been through some pretty amazing stories, is really probably the best thing you can do to show your respect. Saying thank you and shaking a hand, those go a long way too, but really kind of taking the time, like I see the students who provided this assembly, to have the colors presented, to have that video made, that's the type of learning that's going to stick with you, and it's going to really truly show respect to our veterans. So for me today, again, I'm very honored, and I feel very proud to kind of have these two parts of my life merge together, but even more so in the fashion that it's being done, in having students build this project-based learning idea, really shows to me so what I'm looking for there, the aptitude that we have when we all work together as a team and when we're a part of a community. So I want to thank all the veterans who took the time to come here and power through the rain and the wind that is apparently going to be following very shortly afterwards and coming to visit today. So far, I have been extremely impressed with the presentation, and if you could even hear all the other things that the students are doing in the building that have to do with veterans, you'd be amazed. There's things going on all over the school for the last month, which has really shown a true school passion behind paying tribute to our veterans and to the current active soldiers, with all the letters that have been sent and the collections that are being made to send to our current soldiers as well. So I wanted you to hear that from me, that not only is there this assembly, but this has been going on before and afterwards. And it's something that I've been really excited, and I haven't been involved with, so I don't get any credit for any of this. This was all done on their accord, so it's been a wonder to watch, and it's really made me excited to be the new principal here, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. So thank you all very much, and again, thank you to the veterans.
At this time, I would like to ask for all of our veteran guests in attendance to please stand and get recognized. Thank you for coming today and for serving our country. We would now like to ask for anyone who has a family member who has served or is currently serving to also stand and be recognized.
There are many issues that veterans face.
These issues are major and are readjustment, PSTD, health and education, and homelessness.
We hope this makes you more aware of issues veterans face.
The numbers of homeless veterans is increasing for the first time in 7 years. There are 190,000 homeless veterans in the USA. About 1.4 million veterans are at risk of homelessness. Most homeless veterans don't have access to affordable housing or health care either. Something you can do to help homeless veterans is making a donation to a homeless veteran provider. Even a little helps.
Failure is not an option, and that leads to feeling guilty or bad if you don't fit in. Sometimes you get overwhelmed or stressed when you are readjusting back. 10 to 15% of veterans get post-traumatic stress disorder. Luckily, we found some solutions. 1. Stay near other veterans so that feel the same as you. 2. Find a routine that's similar to the one you did in the military. 3. Stay physically healthy. And 4. Tell people that you were in the military so you can feel proud.
PTSD is a disorder that you can get from being in war, being abused as a child, or being in a serious accident like a car wreck. When you have it, you usually get flashbacks or nightmares, and you may have an emotional outburst or heightened sensitivity to certain sounds, like gunshots or sirens. You can get rid of it by having therapy with others who have PTSD, or just by yourself. You can also have anxiety management. Studies have proven that 31% of males in the Vietnam War and 27% of females in the Vietnam War have had PTSD. More than 3 million U.S. cases of PTSD have been found per year.
In Vietnam, Agent Orange was a powerful herbicide used by the U.S. military. Agent Orange is powerful and can cause serious health issues like cancer, birth defects, and rashes. Agent Orange kills all the forests and crops around so they can see what's happening. They used 20 million gallons of it. The code name was Operation Ranchhead. In 1991, the president signed a law so veterans can get some medical help. I'm here to talk to you about the education issues that veterans face. One of them is not getting enough benefits. In fact, only 900,000 veterans received education benefits from 2000 to 2012. This is not a lot considering there's 21.2 million people in the U.S. military. And only 43% of college veterans go to public two-year colleges, which are not the best and could not lead to the best jobs that they could get. Only one other thing is that really bad is that only 51.7% of veterans are finished.
Now we hope you are more aware of the issues veterans face.
We would also like to mention the Hero Box Tribe and the letter writing campaign.
These would help all veterans a lot.
Thanks for watching.
Shri will now play God Bless America, accompanied by vocalists Ariana and Vagmi.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
My group started a poetry contest here at Mill Pond. It was hard to just pick 3 winners because they were all great, and they will be displayed in the 5th grade hallway.
We would like the following students to come up and share their poems: Micaiah Lee, Michelle Lowe, and Gavin Nephew.
Here comes the date where we celebrate the independence of our states.
Some people are living, others have died, but all of them deserve some pride. We thank the soldiers for the battles they fought, also for the freedom they brought. Happy Veterans Day.
During the night, they fight without fight. In the middle of the war, they give us a score. They raise up the flag, which gives it a zigzag. What can we do but give them a day where we get to shout out for Veterans Day?
Survival and Sacrifice by Gavin Nephew, our poetry contest winner. My grandfather, 25 years old, to prevent being drafted, he agreed to enlist in the Army in order to be allowed to finish school first.
Survival and Sacrifice.
Disillusioned, he wanted to help people in Vietnam. Instead, the people wanted him to leave their home. As soon as possible afterwards, he doubted how much he really was helping.
Survival and Sacrifice.
3 years at the Army, 23 weeks of training, 22 jumps out of planes, 1 year in Vietnam, 1 year at war, 3 years gone, no getting them back.
Survival and Sacrifice.
Rainy, dreary, covered with rainforest, ponchos snapped together to form a makeshift tent to keep dry during the night.
Survival and Sacrifice.
Family worried at home, anxiously awaiting for his return. Transferred from the field to base. 2 weeks earlier, his battalion commander wants to see him home alive.
Survival and Sacrifice.
Back at home, retraining himself to be sensitive, to eliminate the desensitivity of war.
Survival and Sacrifice.
Decades later, the 2-column list appears of illness that are a result of Agent Orange, which was used to clear forests during the Vietnam War.
Survival and Sacrifice.
Now I sit with my grandpa, shaving my hair short to support him as he starts his chemotherapy for lymphoma, likely caused by Agent Orange.
Survival and Sacrifice.
Veterans all over the world who fought in our wars to make the world a better place for us are now paying the consequences. They need our support, need our gratitude, need our respect to continue to survive, to sacrifice to make our world a better place.
As part of our project, we interviewed veterans. Some were family members and others were family friends. Every veteran has a story.
Travel anywhere? Like with
Did I travel anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Washington, D.C. for about 5 years, and then I went overseas to, I lived in Italy for about 3 years, and then I spent a year in an isolated area in Alaska. But my last bit of it was, my service was out in California before I came back to New England.
Could you explain to me what you think are current issues that veterans experience?
So some of the major issues that we're experiencing right now are there's a high rate of homelessness among the veteran population. There's also significant mental health issues. We're also concerned about the erosion of our benefits after we leave. We're sort of the low-hanging fruit. Whenever the Congress wants to save money, they try to save it by cutting some veteran programs. Thankfully, the public is against that, so they take care of that for us, usually by lobbying Congress and letting their representatives know they don't want that to happen. And then also, there's some difficulty with reintegration into civilian life.
It's a matter of knowing where to go and who to turn to. And I just don't think there's enough information out there for veterans to really...
A few ways to help veterans are thanking them for their service, honoring the flags, or voting regularly. Also, you can donate money to veteran hospitals to help veterans recover from physical or mental damages from their time serving.
The training was great. In 1 year, I learned how to fly low-plane engines. In
Next year, I learned how to fly a big plane and all over the world. I did hundreds of successful landings.
Student is an individual who sacrifices and suffers for his or her nation or society. Their families also struggle because they don't get to see the veteran for a long time. A veteran is usually put in a hostile location.
Veterans experience are PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, loss of job, inability to assimilate back to normal life almost days after they come back. They may also have social problems that will not know what has happened while they were gone, and they may have a divorce.
Hats off to veterans!
One of our projects is a Hero Box drive. We filled 16 storage boxes full of items from granola bars to lotion. Thank you for caring and donating to the Hero Box donation.
Here at Mill Pond, we have a letter writing campaign to send letters to military members who are currently serving. So far, we have 105 letters. Our goal is to get at least 900. This ends on November 15th, so if you have not written a letter, please write one.
Another way we showed our appreciation and support to veterans was attending the Veterans Day Parade, where we stood and greeted them with signs. Our actions make a difference. What can you do? This is our Hats Off to Veterans challenge. We created this challenge to honor our veterans. We will hand out stickers later with more information on what to do. If you want to watch other videos, go onto Twitter and look up Hats Off to Vets. Oh, and by the way, our teacher, Mrs. Follett, decided to boss around a billionaire, also known as the owner of the Patriots, so here's a video of Robert Kraft.
Hats off to veterans! Hats off.
We are humbled to present our Veterans Memorial. It is not completely done yet, but we will place it in the garden on the upper playground.
My group did an ebook on issues facing veterans. We did veterans' families, physical disabilities, post-traumatic stress disorder, insurance issues, and veterans' jobs after they are out of the military. Our group worked on researching the American flag from its beginnings to how to display it. For several weeks, we've been working on taking the flag down and how to properly fold it. Lily and Maya are going to demonstrate that for us now. Veterans face many problems. One of these problems is drug addiction. They're taking drugs due to stress. To help solve this issue, we have mailed a letter to our state representative, Hannah Kate. I hope she will try to help veterans that are facing this problem.
We will now listen to This Land Is Your Land, played by Mackenzie and DeYoung and sung by Molly. Please sing along.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling, as the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
From our project, we learned that service to our country is important and should be respected. We learned that everyone has a story. We also learned that it is important to bring awareness to the community about issues facing veterans.
In this way, we are better able to help veterans who need us and show our appreciation to them. We would like to say thank you again to all our veterans for their service.
Please join in as Ellie and Sydney lead us to I'm Proud to Be an American. I will invite the audience to sing along on the chorus.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again.
Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. But there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand to say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American,
first thank you to our students. This is all child run. They came up with their videos, their scripts, and they did a really great job. So can we have a round of applause for them? Also, we'd like to say thank you for the veterans from Westborough and our family and friend veterans who have come today. I feel like this is the beginning of a good relationship, and we can't wait to have you again next year. Thank you for your service. Can we have one last round of applause for our veterans? All right, now 5th graders. I want you to wait for your teacher.
Okay, I was in the Army. I joined the Army October 1965. Okay. I enlisted for 3 years. I became a construction surveyor, and that meant that with the unit, we would go out, clear the brush, the woods, the forest, whatever, to build barracks, roads, also large tanks to hold the gasoline for the trucks, and, you know, tanks and whatever else. Enjoyed my time in Vietnam because I felt as though we were helping the people as well as trying to stop communism. And I had a wonderful experience over there. And stayed for 1 year, came back to the States, got married. We have 3 children, my wife and I. We've been married for over 50 years now. We have 7 grandchildren. Wow. And I was invited to attend the celebration today at Mill Pond, and I tell you, it was a great, great presentation that they did for the veterans.
Awesome. What would you say your favorite part of the ceremony was?
Having the kids speak from their heart. You know, it was written down, part of it, but it was also what they really felt about veterans. Sure. And making some statements, which was very good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. They did a great presentation. And the memorial that they have outside the school, it's not finished yet. It will be finished in a little while. Want to come back and see how it's been done and see the kids again.
Andy Turok, served in the United States Marine Corps. I had a situation, not of my doing, but I was in during peacetime and led a wonderful life. I was stationed in Southern California. Lived in Laguna Beach, on the beach with some other officers. It was wonderful. And because of that, when it came to the Veterans Day parade, I was embarrassed when people said, "Thank you for your service, thank you for your service." I was thinking I should thank them for my service because they paid for it. About a month later, a friend of mine said, "Andy, you're wrong." And I said, "Well, I've been wrong a lot of time." He said, "They're thanking you, volunteered. And if something happened, you would have been there. And that's what they're thanking you for, so accept it." And I did, and after that, every parade was wonderful.
That's awesome. So yeah, tell me a little bit about today, what your thoughts were as far as the presentation this morning here at Mill Pond. What was your favorite part of it?
The whole thing.
The whole thing, good answer.
I still cannot believe that these 5th graders put on this wonderful, wonderful thing. And I always had a feeling that the younger people were forgetting history. They didn't know about it. It didn't mean anything. You know, history books, they strike out certain things. Maybe they take out a lot of world war, whatever. But this proved to me that these kids are just wonderful. And they're all going to be very successful. They did a fabulous job and made me, and I know my fellow veterans, really feel nice that they were remembering our service, and that was it. Just fabulous.
That's nice. Well, tell me a little bit about this project you guys are working on for the veterans in today's presentation.
So we kind of split up into a bunch of groups, and our question was, how can we educate the people of Westborough about veterans? So we did a lot of research and read a lot of articles, and some groups did documentaries, and other groups did ebooks that educate people about veterans. There's also a group who made a memorial dedicated to veterans, so that's just some of them.
Awesome. What projects did you guys do in particular?
We wrote a letter to the state representative. I was involved with the project of making the memorial.
Fun. How about you?
I was making a documentary on like the history of Veterans Day and what we do during Veterans Day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for your time, and thank you guys for the presentation. You guys did a really good job, and I know all the veterans were very impressed with the professionalism you guys kind of put forward. And
Hats off to veterans! And I'm proud to be an American.